Okay. Oh, you're good. We're
Oh,
live.
there you go.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're live.
We're
We're
okay.
live.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to 96 Minutes to Glory, recapping the magical season of the YDE Thunder and their improbable run to the championship. We're here alongside the coach of the YDE Thunder, Danny Mizrahi, and he's going to share his insight and input as to what went on behind the scenes from the beginning of the season on to that magical championship run. First, before we start, as the broadcaster of the, well, you can call me the voice of YDE, I profoundly regret some of the language that I used and some of the comments that I made in the previous broadcast on the YDE broadcast. I've heard some people, I really did not mean to in any way come off as being malicious or mean-spirited like that. So I owe a lot of people an apology, and I can do that in private. I can do that here. I just don't want to turn this into a bigger deal. Not a bigger deal, but I just don't want to turn it into something bigger.
A mockery.
A mockery. That is correct. So before we start, I mean, there's a lot of good people that I've hurt with some of my commentary, and again, I am profoundly sorry and regret as to some of the language that I chose, and there was no malicious intent to it. And again, if there's anything else that needs to be done on my end to make amends with these people, I would be more than happy to do so. Okay, now back to our show as we're starting out there with the coach. Coach, can you discuss some of the highs and lows prior to the playoff run?
Well, first of all, I want to say what a great honor it is to be interviewed by the voice of YDE. I went back on your channel, Big Jelly TV, and watched a few of your past interviews with Hall of Fame coaches Sandusky and Dweck.
Amongst other events that we carry.
Right.
Cover, I'm sorry.
Right, and the one that had technical difficulties, Coach Chaim Harold Katz.
Yeah.
Which,
for those who don't know, Chaim Harold Katz, he's like the OU of Jewish basketball. He's the kosher authority on basketball. And we'll discuss some of his methods and his philosophy a little bit later. So, Coach, take us through that season. Take us to the process of what was going on with that season.
What point? What point you want me to start off?
Well,
our first two losses of the year?
Well, you could start from the first two losses of the year. You could start from the actual process of picking the team. What were your expectations for this team?
Expectations to the team to do well, because last year we lost in the semifinals to Flatbush by 10 or 11 points. We lost. One of our best players got hurt. We lost by 10.
No excuses.
And all right, no, of course not. And then I saw the game Flatbush played against Magadavid in the finals last year for 7th grade, and Flatbush blew them out by 30. And I was watching that game. I said, we're just as good as these teams.
So you had high expectations coming into the season for your team, and you felt that you could compete. Did you know any of the other teams across the league?
Yeah, because everything stays the same. So basically, it's actually a little bit easier in 8th grade because some of the teams play in the other division, which we don't play.
So coming off the beginning of the season, you started off with 2 crushing defeats.
Well, we thought we were going to be at worst 8-2.
Okay.
8-2, just like a typical yeshiva JV team. You know, when you have a good team, 8-2, 7-3 at worst.
Okay. So you started again the first 2 seasons, the first 2 games of the season. You guys got off to an inauspicious beginning. Take us through that beginning and what was going through the team's mind. Was there any panic at any point?
Heck yeah. We lost to Shade Torah at the buzzer. This kid Ashkenazi, great player, hit a half-court shot, and we lost. The team was sure to beat by 15. And then the next game, we lost to Flatbush by 2 with Flatbush hit a layup with 5 seconds left, where we had a lead in that game also. So we started off 0-2. And then we played the cupcake schedule.
The Otis Spunkmeyer of the Yeshiva League.
Yeah, then we won like 5 in a row. We beat YDE, YOH, Barkai.
Your YDE.
YDH.
Oh, YDH, okay.
Yeshiva Derech Torah, YOH, Yeshiva Oratora, Barkai.
True basketball powerhouses.
Shade Torah, coming back off the break, we beat them handily. And then Magadavid.
So you came up, you're 5-2.
Right.
And you're meeting up Magadavid.
Right.
Okay, take us through that game. And again, you felt like you could compete with Magadavid. They came into your gym.
Well, I know you don't like excuses, but we were missing like 3 of our main guys.
Okay.
And what gave us hope was we were competitive. We kept it close.
Jan Sandusky style.
I don't know what you're talking about. So we kept it close, and we ended up losing by 10. We cut it to 5. Then we took a stupid shot. We could have cut it to 3, and we lost by the score 56-45, 11. It was 9 points, and we gave up a turnover at the end. But we covered the spread. The spread, I think, was 15 that game.
I don't know who the lines makers are, and I don't know who's betting on these games, but if you say
Plus,
so,
by
okay.
the way, we didn't have a practice, which I don't want to get into.
That's something that we definitely will get into with the lack of practice time in your gym. Okay, so you guys are now 5-3 in mid-season. Are you looking at playoffs or?
Well, to get into the playoffs, you need to finish over 500, and our last 3 games were. No, actually, we were 6-2 going into the 5-2, 5, 6, 7. We were 5. That was our 7th game, so we're going to go into that. Once we lost, we were 5-3.
5-3.
And you need to finish over 500 to get into the playoffs.
So
and we had last 2 games were against Mill Basin,
Oh, another yeshiva powerhouse.
which we.
Kind of like the Towson of Division I basketball.
I wouldn't say that because there's all good teams in that conference.
Yeah, the America East. Correct. All right, so you close out the season 7-3.
Right, which again we thought we were going to be 8-2, or 9-1, but we finished 7-3. We won our division. There's 2 divisions, which actually meant nothing because we finished the 3rd seed.
Okay, so you're the 3rd seed. Magen David is the 1st seed, and Flatbush is the 2nd seed.
Right,
And
and Magen David gets a bye into the semifinals
automatically. So there's
And
no
on the
fourth
other side, they were 11-0 Magen David. Howe was 11-0 on their side, and they got a bye into the semifinals at all. 2 plays 3. Which was Flatbush plays YDE, and in the other division, half the plays Rambam. Not a Rambam. Who is it? I can't think right
That
now.
does make a difference. So
North Shore. Have to play North Shore, I believe.
This is important. How often do you guys get to practice? And what are some of the things that you wish you had a chance to do more in games? I know in the years past, like you taught the Patino matchup press, which is really, really successful in Maccabi, where you guys were undersized as a coach. I mean, against a lot of teams, you're undersized, but you were able to, I believe, get 2 silver medals and a gold at the end in your final year of Maccabi, utilizing the matchup. Of course, you didn't get to use that at Magen David before, you're kind of like Moses. You couldn't get into the promised land. You were a year short before they won a championship. What do you wish you could have worked on with these guys?
What, for the 8th grade?
Yeah.
Oh, we had plenty of time. We have a great athletic director. Athletic director Dweck gets us practice whenever basically we need it. Sometimes soccer does take a little.
Precedence over?
Sometimes, but
So you guys get plenty of practice time. Practice is not an issue.
I wouldn't say. I want to say that.
Did you want to press with these guys? Did you want to work on a thing there?
No. I've changed over the years. In order to win, you have to play yeshiva ball.
Can you discuss some of your players? Tell us about some of your players and how they gelled into a team. I know that Coach Knight always said that he'd rather have a team than all superstars playing for him. Like in other words, all the role players. Like he wanted them to be like certain guys to be the best screeners, the best help defenders, the best rotators, etc. Talk about some of the guys on the team and the roles that they play.
A couple of guys. Freddie Swed, the Chamois assassin. Jack Levy, Ike Greenstein,
Well,
and
Freddie
Sauce.
Sword,
Okay. I'm sorry, I was just reviewing.
Oh, no, go ahead.
I know we
No,
won't.
I didn't know you were saying something. Go ahead.
Okay. Freddie Swed, right away from last year, knew he was going to be an excellent ball player.
Based on what?
Oh, that's all right. Don't worry about that. That's okay.
We're experiencing technical difficulties.
Yeah, because we kicked that. That's fine. I apologize for that.
Okay, go ahead. How do you know Freddie Sweat? How could you tell he's going to be a great ball player?
You could tell. He reminds me of a young Sammy Fallis,
Okay.
who was one of my
With the
best
defense?
ball players. But both.
Oh.
More offense. Yeah, more offense.
Both on the offensive and defensive. So Freddie Sweat, he's one of the main primary scorers. A great
The main
shooter.
prime. Yeah, he's
Okay.
excellent. Great
The
kid.
go-to
Excellent.
guy. So game's on the line.
Right.
You want the ball in his hands.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jack Levy, who just to show you how great a coach I am, he was one of the question marks last year in 7th grade. Oh, let me go back
Ooh.
a second. I think the advantage I had over this team that I had other teams is this is my 2nd year coaching them, and it takes a while for them to get to understand me, not like me, just understand where I'm coming from. Some kids take it the wrong way and they get a little bit sensitive. These guys didn't know any better, so they.
Jack Levy as a 7th grader.
He was a question mark. He was on my question mark list, and
Because he came up huge in the playoffs. I mean, he was
Yeah.
probably your most consistent player throughout the playoffs.
Yes, MVP,
Yeah.
MVP of the finals.
Wow, the sharpshooting southpaw.
Yeah. And then you had Ike Greenstein, I think one of your favorite players, the one that does everything that you described. Rebounding, defense, charges,
Fundamentally
screens.
sound. Fundamentally sound.
Yep.
He's tough on himself. He's got to, forget about certain plays and certain mistakes that he's made, but he's really fundamentally sound. He'd be a really good player.
Right. And you have Sauce, Steven Sayeg, who comes from a long line of great Egyptian players,
Yes.
from his father to his brothers to his uncles. And you had Eli Jajati.
Well, Sauce, I mean, just to echo on Sauce. Sauce, you mentioned to me before, he's a guy you love to have on your team, and if he's not on your team, you hate him.
Well, he's very dangerous to play against.
Well, he's tough. He's like their enforcer. He's like their kind of like Charles Oakley, Anthony Mason type of guy.
Yes, exactly.
On the old Knicks, or like the Rick Mahorn, who
Yes.
sticks up for his teammates. And
Yes.
he's a good defender also.
Yes.
Good throw clear. Okay, continue on. So you got Sauce, and then you got...
That's basically it. Then you have all the role players. And the great thing about this team, nobody complained about playing time. I can't remember a team that I had where guys were just as happy for the players on the floor as they would be for themselves scoring or playing defense or anything. A lot of guys, basically the whole team, from 6 to 15, they all cheered, and that's what makes a successful team. Haven't had that in a long time, and I think that's one of the reasons why we won, because nobody cared about playing time. They just cared about winning and rooting on for their teammates.
That's, special amongst teams. You don't see that very often, because guys are primarily into themselves, and how did I do? It's all about team.
All right.
All right, I'm going to throw out a quote for you, Coach.
Okay.
And you can tell me...
When we get into the hard questions here.
Oh, this is all softballs, man. slow pitch softballs. Pigs will fly. Elephants will be racing Indianapolis 500. Orson Welles will skip breakfast, lunch, and dinner on the same day before State finds a way to beat Houston. Your circumstances are kind of similar to that. A lot of people were naysayers. A lot of people doubted you. A lot of people... You guys were the underdogs. Do you relish playing the role of the underdog? And did your team even know that they were the underdogs?
Well, yeah, when somebody says to us we're going to lose by 18 in the semifinals, it's not going to be even a game, use that as motivation. But we knew we were good.
Did you ever think down 0-10, 10-0, right away off the bat against Halv, you're down 10-0. You trust your teammates. You don't call a timeout.
Well, again, I knew I was probably being criticized by the voice of YD. I know I was criticized last year for JV for not calling the timeouts. You, Coach Helwani, got on me, not calling
Well,
timeouts.
it's not about that, though. I mean, you're down 10-0.
Right.
You're on the road.
Right.
I mean, things are not looking good. You're turning over the ball. You're not responding to pressure. I mean,
Right.
you can see this all on the tape.
Right.
You had enough confidence in your team to just battle through that.
No, actually, what I was thinking about was I knew the spread was 18. I just hope we wouldn't lose by more than 18. That's the main thing that was going through my mind at that time. Not to lose. I'd been happy by 15. We battled and all that. That's really was going through my mind.
So you're like an art house style. You just wanted a battle.
Pretty much, and said, you know what, it's going to be a blowout. Let's leave. Have my Dunkin' Donuts at home. Let's get out of here.
Just keep it close. But the game slowly changed the tide. I mean, let's start with Flatbush first in the first game.
Oh, we're skipping around. Oh, okay.
No,
we'll come back to Flatbush.
No, we're starting now with the playoff run.
But you talk about how 10-0, but that's all right.
No,
That's all right. I won't question the voice of YDE.
You can question anything you want. This is your show.
No.
My point is I want to start with the playoffs.
Okay, let's go to Flatbush.
And you head into the Flatbush gym. You take it right at them right away. You take it right at them.
Sometimes that isn't a good thing. Sometimes I'd rather not get off to a 14-4 lead after the first quarter because everybody looks at the scoreboard. Oh, blah, blah, blah. But Jack Levy hit 3 threes in the first quarter, and we got off to 14-4.
They were more or less stunned, Flatbush. They never expected it. On their home floor, they never expected to be down by so many. The game takes its turns, its tides, and you guys...
and these are the same guys that beat us. These guys never beat Flatbush in there. From 6th grade, they lost once or twice. 7th grade, we lost twice to them. And 8th grade, we lost the first time. So sometimes we think, oh, there's a jinx or whatever, or it's a curse. But these guys don't think like that.
Well, no, but it looked that way. I mean, now you're down one you're down one with under 10 seconds left. After your big guy, I forgot his name, Hannon, I think, he just kept going to the line and he just kept dominating the glass with Sauce fouling out. And you guys are down one with under 10 seconds left. How does that team put that together? How do they get rid of the ghosts? How do they throw the monkey off their back?
Honestly, I don't even remember. I have to go watch it.
Oh.
What happened with that? We were down one.
you were down
and then
one
I
after
think
handing
Jack.
free throw.
Right. Then it was Jack Levy that hit the shot to put us up one, I believe.
And then they made another free throw to tie the game, send it overtime.
No, it was Freddie Sweat, I think, that hit the shot.
Freddie Sweat.
Yeah, and then Flatbush had a chance to win at the line. They
Yes.
missed, and then we missed the shot at the buzz, and then went to overtime.
It seemed like a game like that Chargers-Dolphins game
Right.
in the 80s. And nobody
1982, I believe.
nobody wanted to win.
Well, we wanted to win, so.
So you go into overtime, and I mean, you take it right out.
No, we were down.
In overtime.
Right,
No.
we were down 50-48 in overtime.
Yes.
And then Sammy Cohen got fouled and hit the two biggest free throws of the game to tie it up.
Sammy Cohen, obviously, he's the backup big man, a great role player.
Yeah, I think he reminds you of a Brad Lowhouse, I think.
A young Brad Lowhouse.
Right. Yeah.
But no, he played a pivotal role, and everybody stepped up in this game. Like there were so many heroes in these games.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't left up to one person, and you guys don't seem like you rely on one player. You know?
Right. Well, we like to rely on the Chamois assassin. That would help, but no, he played well in the fourth. He scored 8 points in the fourth quarter in overtime.
Well, you guys rely on God also.
Yes.
That's the most important thing.
And then, by the way, and I should have said this at the beginning, it's all in my Creator's hands. So he's decided that we win this game, we win this game.
Well, you always got to thank your Lord and Savior,
Yes.
Coach.
Yes.
That's what it's about. So you come off Flatbush, you escape. You escape in a
By the way, again, we got lucky. Flatbush had a chance to win the game. We foul. They missed a shot, and they missed a shot at the buzzer to win the game.
Well, everybody knows when NC State played Pepperdine in that first round, Pepperdine's best free throw shooter missed four free throws.
Right.
You know, towards the end of the game, and that was pivotal for.
I'm sure
NC State
maybe
to survive.
nobody knows that except you, but now thank you for letting everybody know.
Coach Cats also does in that magical run. Okay, so you guys have matched up.
So we beat Flatbush, was just that was our so-called championship game. Everything else
was your championship.
Yep, no doubt. Beating the great Coach Gelber. Yeah, you forgot that he has over 30 years of experience. Worked with Coach Sandusky. Got him, I think, as Irv Beta. I mean, so beating him is like, wow. I mean, this is it. We don't need to do anything else.
That was overwhelming. Did you really believe that, or?
Of course. Come on.
You don't say that to your team, obviously not.
Heck yeah.
Oh, you do.
Of course.
So beating Gelber was your Super Bowl.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Everything else is gravy.
All right. So you're going to the semifinals. No pressure. No. You run a couple of practices. You prepare a strategy. I mean, they got the. I guess he's the MVP candidate, Solomon.
Yes.
Yeah. And you devise a scheme, sauce on salmon, we called it.
Yeah, I didn't hear that one.
Oh, sauce on salmon. Yeah.
Not sauce on side.
Oh, sauce on salmon. Something else. But sauce on, you devise a scheme, sauce on salmon, where Sauce is going to box him. He's going to toughen him up. He's going to hit him. Not hit him, but like.
No, we wanted it.
Play physical. I mean,
Right.
this kid is bigger than everybody else. He plays a physical brand of basketball.
Right.
And, right away, off the bat again, you're down 10-0.
Yes.
You don't call timeout. You have faith in your team. I don't know if you're being...
Again, we missed in the first quarter. We missed 2, 3, 5 free throws. We shot 2 for 7.
Yeah.
So that was part of it. We just weren't hitting our free throws.
Sauce was getting to the line.
No, he's only for 2.
I know, but again, you were down. And then suddenly, the tide starts changing. The guys start gaining confidence.
Right.
And you don't look back from there. You just continuously take the lead. And you lead for most of the game again.
Well, the Chamois Assassin in the second quarter scored 11 points, and EJ scored 7 points in the second quarter. That was key.
They came up big.
Yeah, EJ came off the bench, played excellent.
They came up big. And then you move on towards the fourth quarter where the game sways back and forth.
Yeah, we blew a lead again. That's our MO.
MO, to blow leads.
Yes.
And then again, the game goes down to the wire. You turn over the ball on the inbounds.
Which was we didn't get that on video, unfortunately.
Oh.
We didn't get the foul on video.
You turned it over. They scored. They go up by 1, and then Sowed gets fouled.
With 1.4 seconds left.
1.4 seconds left. The season on the line. He's down 1. He's down. You guys are down 1.
Down 1.
He steps up. The first free throw completely. I mean, with all due respect to the Chamois Assassin, but that free throw was like a mile off. I mean, he couldn't shoot that ball in an ocean.
Right.
It was that off.
Yes.
I mean, He may have been nervous. He may have been shaking. We don't know that. But calmly steps up and makes his second free throw.
Well, again, you want to ask what's going through my mind. Again,
Yes.
nice season. We battled. We were
Again?
supposed to lose by 18 points. We lost by 1.
Oh,
That's my
so-
faith.
but
I had no faith that he was going to hit the second one.
You had no faith in him.
Zero.
Wow.
Yeah. None. Because he shot an air ball.
Yeah, I know, but it wasn't just an air ball. It was like
5 feet short.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, he was clearly nervous.
Yeah.
But he says
No, I think he was cramping. I think he goes. He
Okay.
didn't. He didn't come out the game. The whole playoffs, he played every second.
Okay, so he's off. He comes calmly, makes his second free
Right.
throw.
And by the way, that foul on him was Solomon's 5th foul. So once
Yes.
if the game goes to overtime, we win this. And
Well, not definitely.
yeah, I felt
But,
it once. Yes,
once
yeah,
with that kid Solomon out.
yeah, no doubt.
You know, but
No
you guys had your share of foul trouble with Greenstein and Source out also. You know, but Cohen came up and he played a pivotal role. If you remember in that fourth quarter, Cohen had 2 beautiful baseline moves. Took Solomon off the dribble, took him out, beat him baseline 2 times for 2 big buckets. But you go into overtime, it seemed like Halb was lost without their player. It seemed like he was the only guy that you know these guys were looking to.
Right.
And they just were completely lost. You take a big lead, and from there you pretty much close out the game. Finals.
Oh, by the way, and we celebrated. What's it called? Come on, it was a big victory.
Absolutely a big
Yeah,
deal.
we were supposed to lose by 18, and we beat these freaking
Yeah,
guys.
I mean, I don't know
Yeah.
who it was that the.
I shouldn't have used freaking. I apologize. Yeah. We beat these guys. I mean, it's a big
That was a huge win. A huge
on the
upset.
road.
On the road in Halb, not expected
Overtime.
to win.
2 overtime games in a row.
Yeah, I mean, you guys were battle tested.
Yes.
Now, Mag and David ran the table.
Right.
Did they have even a? I'm not sure if they even had a close game.
Their
during
closest
the
game was against what's it called? Flatbush. I think they won by 5 or 6.
Okay, so they really weren't tested. Remember
And they
kind of-
beat Hafter in the semifinals by I think 35-40.
Wow.
Yeah, not exaggerating.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I mean, Mag and David just steamrolled by the season, and they were super confident
Yeah.
coming into the game. Now, Mag and David plays the role of like the big brother of the community. You know, they are the fortunate son of the community, Mag and David. You know, and like the YDEs, maybe the shot is, or like the redhead stepson. You know, so you guys kind of don't get respect, but Mag and David, in a sense, has earned that because they've been winning so much. They're like kind of like the New York Yankees, maybe Duke basketball. Everybody wants to knock them off. Everybody wants to beat them. So playing them in a championship, like, you know, did you want to play a team like Mag and David?
No, I want to play the easiest team. Are you crazy?
So you'd rather play Hafter.
I don't mind if all those guys were hurt. Sure, I wouldn't. Listen, I'll take anything I could get at this time.
How confident are you going into the Mag and David game?
Very confident.
You're very confident.
Yes,
Why
yes.
are you more confident in Mag and David?
Because
and
with
not
that we
confident against
I know you don't
Flatbush or Halb?
I know you don't like excuses, but against them when we lost them by 11, we played without the Chamois Assassin. Again, we kept it close, and I knew we matched up well. Last year we played them. We lost. We were supposed to lose to them by in 7th grade. We were supposed to lose them by 25. I think
Yeah,
was
but
the spread.
players change. There's a big difference between 7th and 8th
Well,
grade.
I think these guys got a lot better. Talking about YD, everybody improved.
When you were coaching, did you ever feel like you were coaching to save your job? Did you ever feel like it was like the, remember Wayne Fontes from the Detroit Lions, who every year was on the cusp of getting fired, and then he's like, he comes back, he wins like 5 in a row, they get the wild card, they win the first game.
Right.
Were you coaching to save your job, Coach?
No, 8th grade. I get along great with the elementary school principals. Always Rabbi Miller, Rabbi Rosari. They're great guys. Never had a problem. With the 8th grade, anybody I wanted, no questions asked. Even last year, 7th grade, I sent them over a list. No problem. You don't have to put this kid. Everything was good.
All right, so you guys have time to prepare against Mag and David.
Yeah, it was like the Super Bowl. We had 2 weeks to prepare. So
You did a lot of media appearances.
yeah,
How do you prepare against a team like Mag and David?
just try to break their press. And that
Their
was
pressure.
Yeah.
You know, don't panic. Work on your inbound.
They're great coached
inbounding.
by Coach Benny Mann and Coach
Yeah, I mean,
Leo
it
Estes
seems like,
there.
you know, the thing about Mag and David, it's really nice
a system.
about it.
It's
exactly.
it's a
like
system.
a family system. Like,
Right.
you know, it was nice of them that the varsity coach showed up, the JV coach showed up. You know, parents, other people, like, you know, just, you know.
And we have over 1,600, almost 1,700 people watching your broadcast of the game.
It's people don't watch to see it to hear a broadcast.
I don't know about that. I know the bus driver. I know.
People don't watch to hear a broadcast.
I disagree. I disagree with that.
I'm not Teddy Valentine. People don't
I-
come to watch a broadcast, and people don't come to see the officiating.
I think you were like
So-
the Vince Scully of the Yeshiva League.
So that's what I'm talking about now. So you're playing Mag and David,
Right.
neutral site,
Yeah.
2 weeks. Was the layoff
It helped us a lot.
It helped you more.
because we got over the game that would beat Halb. Again, another championship. Whatever happened to the
Now,
championship.
were you satisfied going?
Oh,
to
of
that
course,
game?
100%.
You're still
Yeah, of
satisfied.
course.
Old
Hey,
gravy.
I know, of course. Hey, listen, you got to the championship, a good job. Young school, not that many kids. First year in 8th grade.
So you don't believe in the concept of finishing second is finishing last.
Finish. I'll take second anytime.
So second is fine. Second was acceptable.
Yeah, of course.
For these kids, was second acceptable?
Of course.
Did they want?
Why are you looking at me like that?
I
Why are
don't
you
know.
looking at me?
I find it hard to believe that these kids would settle for second place.
Of course. Why not?
You know, it's a difficult thing there. All right. So Mag and David comes in. They're confident. You guys are confident.
Are we supposed to lose this game by 12? That was the spread on that one.
The spread was 12. I don't know who the lines makers are. In this
I don't want to
league.
say his name, but associated with Mag and David. Good guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Doesn't make a difference. Whatever it is. So the spread is 12. Mag and David is confident.
Yeah.
Now throughout the playoffs, you're playing zone. Only zones, box, zone variation.
Yes,
You're playing a 2-3.
yes.
You're playing a box. I don't even know if you wanted to do a triangle two at any point. I don't remember. But
no.
primarily in that 2-3 zone, making them chuck it up from the cheap seats, making people make shots, and try to match up with the shooters.
Well, I thought and when people are nervous, especially young kids, they get a little bit more nervous. I don't think they could hit more outside shots in the beginning of the game.
Okay.
So I'd rather them, and if they hit,
Then you come out after the zone.
Right.
All right. So you come out and you guys come out on fire and you take it right to Mag and David, right from the start. They're down 2-0. That kid
I think that's the only time we were down was that 2-0.
Yeah, that kid Mizrahi makes a nice baseline move.
Right.
It's a short jumper from the baseline.
And he had 2 free throws. That's all. They scored 4 points in
Yeah,
the.
but he started the game, and then you guys come out smoking, and you take what is it? The end of the first quarter was like 14-4 or
No, actually only 9-4.
9-4.
Jack Levy, MVP. Jack Levy scored 6 of the 9 points and
Yeah,
still scored 3.
He's a fundamentally sound player, also, Jack. He's always in triple threat, always facing up.
Yes.
Well
coached.
Yes, very. I would attest to that also.
I don't know if he went to step it up or not, but imagine if he did go to step it up.
Oh, that's a free plug for Yogav.
Yes.
Yogav.
Look what he did with YU.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He changed the culture of YU.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't tell that to Harold Katz. All right, so you guys are up 9-4
Right.
going to the second quarter. What do you tell the team at the end of the first quarter?
Good job.
That's it?
I don't have a good memory. I don't know what
No.
it is. I just don't remember.
You're just saying, basically stay in that zone, pack it in.
And by the way, just to let the audience know, all 2 people, you took my chair, so that's why you are a little bit high. It's a little late night feel that the host always is a little bit higher than the guest.
It's not about that. It's,
All right, but again,
this is not diplomacy gate like Danny Ayalon did to the Turkish ambassador.
What was that?
He put him in a lower chair because he wanted to punish the
You
Turks
see, again,
for,
something nobody would know, and you
well,
just...
plenty of
you-
people know that.
No.
But that's besides the fact. You mentioned to me before. Oh, wait a second. So we're.
By the way, I wouldn't mind doing a daily show with you. Go at Big Jelly. That would be nice. Just
well,
like
there's a lot more action in Big Jelly.
Yeah, that would be great. Special guests and all that.
Ira Label Horowitz.
By the way, I tell you, I was nervous going into this because again, I saw your videos that you did with the Hall of Fame coaches, and and you asked to interview me like a little nothing, and it's really an honor. Really is. I know you're going to make a mockery out of that and say that.
I'm about to vomit in
No,
about
stop
2
it.
seconds.
Stop
this
it.
This is vomit worthy. But my question to you is, at halftime, you guys are up 26-13. Things
Yes.
are looking good. The guys are pounding.
That I remember what I
said.
said in the locker room. I have to apologize to Mr. Feldman. He came into the locker room.
Okay.
And I attacked him. I said, "You better not say a word," because for my first year at JV, we had a lead against Flatbush, regular season game, and he came in and said, "Great job, guys," and all that. And then once he said that, boom, we lost by 20, 25. So that's why I was a little bit nervous about it. So I do apologize to him for that.
Mr. Feldman for attacking him. Okay, so you guys are up 20.
But again, another big lead. I don't like these big leads. I'd rather have been a little bit closer. But I said Mag and Dave was going to make their run. They're going to come back. It's going to see how we handle the situation.
Do you plan on changing anything? Do you adjust on anything besides, like, obviously some of the lack of the turnovers against the pressure? Defensively, what did you tell the guys? Good job.
Yes, I said keep it up. Great job. It doesn't matter if you win and lose as long as you have fun.
I find that hard. I really find that hard to believe.
Oh no, I said they're going to make a run. We're just going to have to adjust and take it and just keep our composure, which these guys do.
Now 26-13, you open up the third quarter. These guys couldn't buy a shot, Mag and David. They literally couldn't buy a shot. I mean, they were bombing it from the cheap seats. Forget about it. Nothing. Comes up, this kid, I think Nakamayas. He makes an open 3.
Three of them. He made three in that
Yeah,
quarter. And Mosseri hit a bank shot. Once Mosseri
Yes.
hit a bank shot, I thought the game was this. Like, that was it.
Oh, like
Yep.
that's kind of like the destiny when you make that bang shot.
Yep. Hey, listen, we made it to the championship. Whatever happens, happens. As long as we got to the championship, that was our victory.
Wow, I'm shocked to hear that. You
I changed over the years.
you're just happy to be a Monday night.
Smell
That was your goal, to be
yes.
a Monday night.
Smell the flowers. Actually, Tuesday night.
It was
but
a
that's all
Tuesday
right.
night,
Yeah.
but Monday night is a euphemism for championship night.
Tuesday night is
Against
Dunkin'
TMS.
Donuts night, and I had it waiting for me. I was thinking, can't wait to get home, have my large iced latte because it was free. I got my free coupon.
Well done, Coach. Good plug for Dunkin' Donuts now.
Yes, and tuna fish.
for
Ray makes the tuna fish.
for the
Tuna fish on.
For the no people that are watching at this point.
Actually, three, but that's
Three
all right.
people.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I don't know why, but okay. But they come in and make a huge run in the third quarter. They get up to you and they cut the lead to 2.
34-32.
Fourth quarter, you're at the huddle, you're timeout. I mean, intensity, pressure.
Again, I have to go back. I don't remember
You don't
what
remember what you
said.
said?
I don't remember. No. I apologize. I apologize.
I do
said,
remember what
I
you
do
said.
remember. We're going to go man now.
Bam.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've played already. You played a variation of zones for the last, 5, 10, 13 quarters of zone or different zone variations.
Right.
And now you're going man. Are you guys used to playing man? Can they play man? Did you practice man?
Yeah, I mean, looking back at the, I was looking at the
Have you
shot
played
eight.
man all season?
Pretty, yeah. Yes.
Do you think you would have been as successful playing man or as playing man in the playoffs as just playing zone? Would the outcome have been differently?
Good question. I don't know that. I was just worried about. I always rather start in zone than man because this way, less chance of fouling, which would be my fault because I don't teach defense the right way. But I was afraid for the Chamois Assassin to pick up foul trouble. That's why I didn't start off a man. Maybe if we met man a little bit earlier, it would have been a more comfortable lead.
Now, some would say, like somebody like Harold Katz, who is the authority of the OU of Jewish basketball, that you're doing these kids a disservice by not playing man defense.
What kind of disservice? Winning the game?
Well, he says, maybe you'll win the battle, but eventually you won't win the war. These kids won't get better.
Well, I'm just looking at the best player on YU now, Leifer.
Okay.
He played 4 years of zone under the great Avram Stein. And look at him now. We're best player on the team. Or one of the top 2 players. So
I'm sure Coach Katz would have something to rebut, but he would say something to the nature of like, do you remember when NC State won like 27-0 when they were on probation?
No.
In like 1975, and everybody's applauding. I think their coach was Norm Sloan, not Jared, Norm Sloan, and everybody said, NC State won 27-0, and the people down in Carolina are saying, could you imagine what Dean Smith would have done with that team? Well, that's a joke down there from Tobacco Road. Okay,
Right.
so let's go to that fourth quarter. You switch into man,
Yes.
and it's all on the line.
And they missed 3 layups in a row to tie the game up.
Yeah.
And then we came down and scored. I think Jack Levy hit a 3 from the corner. The Chamois Assassin hit a couple of threes.
Well, the Chamois Assassin was quiet for most of the game.
He didn't shoot.
He did not shoot. He didn't even look to shoot.
Right.
And then he comes up with 2 monster threes and then a layup. 8 points in the fourth quarter, and you guys, just take it to Mag and David and take the game going away.
No, not going away. Then we picked up a technical foul.
Yeah, which was, I guess nowadays with the league, the officials are more. I mean, you had some run-ins with the officials over there before.
No, nobody likes me. I know you. I know you make fun of me when I say people treat me differently, so I'm not going to say that.
Well, I don't know if people treat you differently in real life, but in basketball, the referee, I mean, he kind of like, you kind of were getting on him a little bit, and he wasn't happy about that. I mean, a lot of officials like to.
No, when? Which game?
They like to draw their lines.
Which game was I getting on the officials? This game I didn't say a word.
No, this game, no, the Halb game.
Oh, the Halb game, yes.
With Bobo, the official,
Right.
Steve Bowie.
Right. Who happened to referee the championship
Oh,
game?
he did a good job.
Yeah, three officials.
he did
For a
good
Shiva
job.
League game?
That's unprecedented.
Right.
Unprecedented. Why do you think there's so many jump balls in yeshiva basketball?
Just great tussle by the kids.
Okay. We'll
I don't get the joke, but all right.
we'll keep that answer to that.
Okay.
All right, you guys. When did you officially? When did you know that you guys were going to win?
With 21 seconds left.
21 seconds left. Do you have anything to say? Do you plan anything? Are you going to cry? Are you going to
Cry.
hug somebody? Do you have any? Any specific plan? Like
I was looking to you to hug, but you were too busy with the broadcast.
No. You know, like kind of like your Jimmy Valvano moment.
Right.
You know.
Everything I pictured, everything the way it happened, except the trophy presentation.
Yeah, we'll talk about that afterwards. So 21 seconds left, and you know that's it. This is the first time that YD has ever won anything. You guys are.
They won a softball JV championship.
All right, whatever.
I think that's a great accomplishment.
Well, you guys, YDE basketball is finally on the map. How
Yes.
satisfying was it to beat the Duke of Brooklyn, the Duke
That's-
of the Yeshiva League,
I-
Mac and David?
I can't tell you how many. Somebody in the street came up and gave me a hug. Congratulations. I think that's all because of you, the way you broadcasted the game and
I
got.
mean, this is absurd. This broadcast.
I thought I was talking, but that's right.
It's turned into a mockery because you're talking about broadcast. Talk about the
Well,
game.
no, I'm talking about the game.
Forget about the stupid broadcast.
I'm talking about the game because you go back. I mean, if this wasn't live stream, if you weren't, nobody would be watching. Nobody
They
would
were
know.
watching the game. You put on the game on live stream. The whole world, the whole same people will be watching. It doesn't make a difference who the broadcast is. Just talk about the game and stop talking about the stupid broadcasting. Go ahead. How satisfying was it to beat Mag and David? Your former school, the school that let you go, what was it, like 17, 15 years ago?
Can I talk now? Or
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. So as I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted. I said the broadcast of the game with an announcer made it more popular. People actually stayed in tune and watched. Over 1,600 people, almost 1,700 people. So I got I'm just shocked how many people came up, the text, in shul, in the street. I'm telling you, Lindish, I walking home Saturday night, so, oh, damn, congrats, former manager. Came, hug, congratulations, all that. People I saw, former players, everybody wishing me congratulations. It was a great feeling.
Who did you want to win this championship for?
Me, of course. What the hell? Who else do I want? Come on. 24 years.
No dedication. Do you feel like you're a better coach after finally winning a championship?
Nah.
Same thing.
No, listen, I'll be honest, it's the players. We had players that didn't choke, that actually could hit some shots, hit some big free throws. Listen, if Shami Sasson misses that free throw, I'm home right now and getting ready for Survivor. He hit the free throw. That kid misses a free throw against Flatbush. Flatbush, he missed a free throw to give him the lead.
You could say that about everything. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, my creator wanted us to win. That's
circumstances. So
yeah.
no dedications. You didn't want to win this for anybody.
Oh, God.
For
It would have
your
been
old
nice.
Teammates, for your parents.
Teammates,
for,
I got cut by
that's
Coach
true.
Gelber for 3 years in a row.
I forgot about
No, I
that.
wanted.
I'm talking about former players, former colleagues. I mean, people that influenced your basketball career.
Colleagues, no colleagues. Just I wanted, former players. I wanted to win for. All those guys that I didn't win with. That's who I wanted to win for.
Kind of like, after the Red Sox finally won and they gave championship rings to all.
And that's, by the way, that's a great thing about the school. I mean, guys on varsity, the JV, they all congrat. Nobody's jealous. All these guys, they were all really rooting for us, and that's a good thing about this school.
So you guys turned it into like a family atmosphere.
And that's one of my goals when I did come to the YD, and it was hard doing JV without having a feeder system with the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. Now we finally have a feeder system where we have guys that aren't coming from different schools trying to meld into one. It's great to have a nucleus coming into 9th grade. I know who I'm having a nucleus. And now we get kids from other schools, hopefully, good kids, especially a 6-1 kid. Hopefully he'll come to the school, get in. And that's what makes this program great. I mean, that's the advantage Magan had, Sade had, Flatbush had. They had this feeder system. We had nothing. We were getting kids from all different schools because we didn't have an 8th grade. And we finally have an 8th grade.
melting pot.
100%. And that's the advantage.
Well, you mentioned to me before, my team has no starters, only finishers.
I didn't say that. We had starters. I
understand.
I like to keep that consistent. I don't like again give kids different.
But you've started. In other words, John Thompson uses that quote. In other words, to say that other players can finish.
John Thompson,
of Georgetown.
he's
first.
coached.
John Thompson of Georgetown.
He's coaching.
He's
yeah.
famous for saying, "My team has no starters, but only."
I thought Patrick Ewing was the coach.
Before, like way
Oh,
before.
okay.
John Thompson. Come on, man.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Sorry.
John Thompson. So you echoed that sentiment. Now you started the game, a lot of games. You started both playoff games with 5 players and ended the game with almost 5 different players.
Okay.
So I'm. Never mind. Never mind. What I was. The point that I was trying to make was that you guys have other players. It's not necessarily who starts on your team. It's more so who finishes. Correct?
I guess.
Okay. Good job, Jerry. What is it? Jerry Lewis with the interviews. With Coach Dweck resigning and assuming
He is? Oh,
This
he
is
was
not-
pretty upset at you. Did you apologize to him for leaking the?
I did not leak it. It was leaked a long time ago.
I don't know.
With Coach Dweck,
I knew he was very upset about that.
Is there any chance?
See again,
asking a question.
another broadcast that you did, and he told me that he got home, he got hundreds of texts saying, "Oh, I didn't know you were retiring," and you broke the news.
I didn't break the news.
That's what I heard.
He told it to his team way before everybody knew. How would I know if I broke the news? That's absurd.
That's what he said. That's
absurd. But again, getting back to it, do you have any aspirations to coach the varsity, to move up?
YDE varsity or any varsity out there?
YDE varsity, any varsity?
Of course, you always want to be a varsity coach.
Have you been looked at, interviewed for the job?
Well, I believe you have a quote from from the athletic director. You probably know more than I would.
Well, I don't know anything, but
Well, you did ask him, but.
you know.
Well, you did ask. You asked him, what about Danny for coaching?
Well, at least we know that you'll be rehired for next season. Any chance for a raise for you, Coach?
Listen, if you
Who,
do it,
who negotiates your contracts?
well, if you do it for the money, then you might as well get out. I just do it for the love of the game.
The money helps sometimes.
Helps pay the rent.
It helps. It definitely does help pay the rent.
Yes.
Now, anything you would change about this season and about the way you?
Yes,
coach
I would
this
bring
season?
you. I would ask you to broadcast the games a lot earlier. I would. I really would. We need you. We need you back next year.
Could you be serious and tell me anything you would change? Are you like a micromanaging kind of coach? Do you micromanage every stat? Look at every stat.
100%.
You
Well,
do that?
yeah, of course.
Let
me-
everything.
Sure.
Because you know what? I think it was
This is what I worked on today, and I was
show the stats to the players.
I was off by 1 point, and I went back and we didn't credit Jack Levy with a free throw. He had actually 20 points against Magan the first time we played him instead of 19. So it took me like 15 minutes to track that down.
That's your OCD kicking in.
Yeah.
So you micromanage. You believe in all these like little stats.
And by the way, we scored 699 points on the season.
which comes out to an average of what?
53. Well, you have it there, I think.
Oh.
It comes out to an average of 53.8.
Nice.
And we shot from the free throw an 88 for 196, 45%.
Wow, that's even bad for Jewish basketball.
Yeah, that was horrible.
45%.
One guy shot.
Now going forward, these guys are all coming to YDE next. You're still the JV coach, as far as I know.
I don't know. As far as I know, yes, right now. But
Now, do you start practicing, preparing these guys for next year for JV?
we have spring practice. Hopefully after Passover, some schools do it. I think some schools already started.
Yeah, like I think they mentioned in the YU broadcast, the Mag and David, 2 weeks after the season, these guys are drilling, they're running, they're preparing.
But again, I think soccer has the gym right now, so it's hard to get practice in because soccer, JV, and varsity, and volleyball.
These kids now, are they going to stay as a cohesive unit? These kids, are they all coming to YDE?
God willing.
God willing. Okay.
Yes.
Any expectations for next year? Could this team pull off another miracle next year as freshmen?
See why you're saying it's a miracle. Why aren't we favored?
Because you were telling me 2 seconds ago that you're favored underdog by 12. By
Well, that was
18,
when these
by
kids
12.
eighth grade, but we have a good freshman class this year.
How do they? Are they hungry? Do they want to get better, or they're resting on the laurels of just winning one championship?
Oh well, no, I'm talking about the ninth graders that were on the team
I'm
this
talking
past year.
about the 8th graders now going into JV. Are they happy they won the championship and that's it? This is their walking on the moon moment, in other words, or they're hungry. They want to win more. How do you maintain these guys to still be hungry?
Well, these kids, I'm not saying this in a bad way. It's like they don't even care either way. They just go out and play. No, nothing gets them down. Nothing gets them down. Nothing gets them too excited. All right, hey, listen, all right, and they play the same.
That's how they do it.
Yeah. It's one of the best groups I ever had.
As a coach, are you an emotional coach? Do you ever cry?
I'm gonna cry watching this back. Well, I'm actually never gonna watch this back.
Of
so
course not. This is like Tisha B'Av.
No, again, I mean, to be asked by you to do this is just, I mean, now it sets
Okay.
in. Now I know I'm something being interviewed by you.
You're such a...
No, I'm saying that's what. I see the coaches you interviewed: Coach Sandusky,
it's-
Coach Dweck,
it's obviously-
Coach Katz,
Coach Katz did an interview.
Spike. I know you
How much-
had
how
a
much-
quick interview with
I did not have any interview.
after the Magan game, the varsity game that you
No,
did.
it was just such a dope. This is live.
Now I know. Now I know that I made it. Just sitting here next to you talking about an 8th grade game. I mean, come on. And that's the thing, by the way. That's
Hold on. I'm glad I'm in good company with coaches like Mike Gelber. I know you learned a lot under Mike Gelber's son-in-law, Effie. So I know that when you're telling me how important it was for you to be the great coach like Mike Gelber, so I feel like a great broadcaster now.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
So me and Mike Gelber are in the same league. He's a great coach, and I'm a great broadcaster.
Yes.
Yes. Perfect. That's good. Now
now it's finally settling. And another thing remarkable is, I mean, the only thing better than winning in 8th grade is winning JV and varsity. I don't know how much better the feeling could get. Winning a varsity championship as with the 8th grade, like I think it was like 500 people at the game watching. I think how much did it have to hold? 500 watching an 8th grade game, and all the congratulatory messages that I got, the text, the Facebook messages, Instagram messages, Snapchat messages, kids from different schools, which meant a lot.
When does the euphoria fade?
Never. That's it. I won. I won my 8th grade championship. I'm done. I could lose for another 24 years straight. I won.
So the euphoria doesn't fade. You're not. I mean,
the good thing about this gave me gravitas.
You feel redeemed.
Yeah, 100%. I know we had a bad year in JV. I know kids question me. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to coach. I hear I'm a mean guy. I hear that stuff. I know if I get guys for a couple of years, we'll do well. We'll win a championship. The goal for this team from last year, and I remember when I went into the meeting with the rabbis, when I got it was like a minute interview with the when I got the 7th grade job last year. Just be careful so you don't hit the thing that they say, oh, we're going to win the game. I said, no. My main goal is for these guys to learn how to play the right way. And the biggest compliment I got from these guys, or from people watching it after the game, oh, what a great game plan. Oh, the guys played great. They played as a team and all that. That was my goal. And my ultimate goal was 7th grade, 3 years from now, last year, 2 years from now, to win a JV championship with these guys. And that's and still the ultimate goal. Will be a lot harder, yeah, because now we're not going to be underdogs. People are going to see, oh, YDE,
you have a bullseye in your back.
No, 100%. 100%.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot tougher. We can't take teams by surprise because we're supposed to lose. We're supposed to make the way it goes in Yeshiva League. YDE first year 8th grade Flatbush lose by 10-15 in the first round and play us to Flatbush, and Flatbush play Maggin in
Well, it's a good thing nobody told that to your team.
No. Well, I might have slipped.
It's a good thing. Have you changed as a coach, or have the players changed? How have you evolved as a coach over the years?
Well, it happened for me by having an hour and 15 minutes of practice time once a week. That's changed. So instead of doing more drills, we have to do more 5-and-5. Coach Goldberg was more of an advocate of that. No drills, just go 5-and-5. So we do less drills and more 5-and-5. We don't scrimmage. That's the one thing I always heard. Oh, yeah, we got to scrimmage. Let's scrimmage. And you know what? We didn't scrimmage once this year, and we won. So what does that mean? Does it make me right? No. It's just
your philosophy.
Yeah.
Have the kids changed over the years?
Yes.
How so?
How have they changed? Again, this group is special, so not these guys as much. Kids become more sensitive. You can't yell. I mean, look with Tom Izzo the other day when he got into that kid. It's a joke. Oh, how could he yell at him like that? It's a joke. But with these kids, I could scream and yell. I mean, with Sauce, how much I got on him.
Oh, Sauce, you got on his back, and Sauce just responds.
Not one word.
Slip off his back. He doesn't care.
100%. I mean,
he's hard all the time.
I mean, with these 8th graders, I could do anything. I didn't take a whip and whip them like Bobby Knight or choke them, but I could do anything with these guys, and they took it. It wasn't like
they accept criticism. I think the great thing about your team was that everybody was plugged into a certain role. You had the role of the scorers. You had the role of the rebounders.
Well, I think what helped these guys a lot, there's this game called City. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
No.
Where in gym, since they only have 2 baskets or 1 basket at a time, and they only have 1 basketball. So how does everybody play? I don't know the rules of it, but it's somehow you have to hit a free throw and you miss it, and there's 15 guys getting the rebound, and you have to beat up each other.
Animal basketball.
Something like that.
Yeah, we played that as kids.
Right.
Animal basketball.
Right. what, 1982 with that?
Ni-
When you used to wear,
1988, man,
oh,
88.
I think you used to wear black socks with
86.
shorts.
Yes, the Shabbos socks.
Yes,
of
yes.
course.
So that made him tougher, and I think that game really helped him out a lot.
Well, let's not forget, as a trivia question, who scored the first 2 points in Magen David Yeshiva basketball history?
Jack Harari,
Wrong.
Abe
Coach.
Mosseri,
Wrong.
who?
Keep going.
I don't know.
I was at an exhibition game at Flatbush.
Who was that?
Yours truly.
Really?
Corner
oh,
jumper.
Mazel tov.
We lost
very.
41-16.
Oh, very. Oh, all right, but you kept it close.
You didn't keep it close. Who was the first coach of Magen David history?
Rena Liniato.
No, she was the first female
Oh.
coach. She only coached in a half, though.
Oh,
Mark Wiseman.
Mark Wiseman.
And he's the one that called us the Warriors, and he's the one who picked out the school colors.
I don't like the name now with the Indians and all that. I don't think that's proper, but
Warriors and Indians?
Warriors, yeah, Warriors. What's a
That's
warrior?
nothing.
All right, listen.
Warriors, it has something to do with Indians.
All right.
What's the matter with you,
I
man?
apologize.
You
But,
know?
but how do the kids change? I mean, these kids, they go back 15, 16 years old. That's what this group reminds me of.
Kind of like a throwback.
Yes, they love basketball. They're always playing basketball. They're going to the center. They're playing everything besides Fortnite when they get home. But otherwise, they love basketball.
How important do you think it is for the school to finally be on the athletics map, to finally win a championship?
Tremendous. I mean, people could say, "Oh, I know not rabbis in the school, but other rabbis. Oh, they shouldn't even have sports in that." I don't want to say what school they're in, but you could.
Sports is pivotal. It's very,
Of
very
course,
important.
of course. I mean, look what it did to the school. I mean, getting our semifinal game, we got 35 kids coming on the bus with us. I mean, come on.
That's a good job.
Yeah, especially these days when they have so much other stuff to do with the internet, with games and all that, to take an hour and a half to come all the way down to Halp to root us on. Tremendous. It's a school spirit. You need that.
Well, you guys had your Tal Brody moment. You're on the map.
Who's that?
Tal Brody, former Maccabi Tel Aviv great, who led Maccabi to the Euro Cup, beating the Russians, Cheska, and boldly declaring, we're on the map.
I have to check
About
that
Israel.
right after this. I have to check that up.
I'm not sure how Zionistic YD is, but we're on the map, and we're here on the map to stay.
I'll have to
Not
check
just
that
in
up on
sports, but
YouTube.
Everything. Absolutely. Great documentary. Danny Menken, On the Map. Fantastic documentary.
I'll look that up. Let me write that
Will there
down.
be a one shining moment of YD highlights for the kids?
We'll see if Big Jelly wants to. Not you, Big Jelly, the original Big Jelly. If he wants to work on something, I'm going to have to see how I'm going to do that.
Now, final question, Coach.
Oh, that's it.
Well, we can go on forever. we can talk forever.
Actually, I actually want to see if I have time, but I don't think
What?
so because then I'm going to need to lift back and forth. But I want to see the 6-1 recruit play, but I know that's going to be inconvenient.
6-1 what?
A 6-1 eighth grader that may come to
Oh.
YDE. So I want to go see him play, but I don't know. It's a
That'll
little
be
bit
clearly
late.
a game changer.
Yeah, this kid looks really, really good. I saw film on him. If now, okay, I'll make a prediction. If this kid comes to YDE, 2 years from now, we'll be really, really good.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, this kid.
I don't
That's what we're missing. We're missing a 6-1 kid that
I
can
think
see
you
over
should-
the press.
I think you should aspire to be really, really good next year. You know, that's just my opinion. But
Oh, I mean, of course.
I don't coach. I'm a failed coach. I was 0-11 in my only season.
I learned a lot from you,
Coach,
from sitting
Matt-
next to you Maccabee games. How you tell one kid not to change his sneakers. Don't worry
Oh
about
yeah,
it.
then he tripped over his sneakers.
That's all right.
I remember
No, he
that
lost the
story.
game. That's all right.
What? Well, he tripped over his sneakers.
Yeah, that's all right. Nobody cried or anything like that.
Oh, you did?
Who?
You cried.
I don't remember. Shh.
I had to read out the names. I
I
remember
don't
that.
No, I just wanted
That's
you.
what I was expecting. That's
No,
why
because I knew you'd put the hard work in.
You know, as a broadcaster, we were hesitant to come into the locker room because we knew there was a
No, freedom of
One
the
second.
press. Freedom of the
Absolutely,
press.
absolutely.
Freedom of the press.
Thank you for granting us our First Amendment right. But
Yes.
what I'm saying is, you know, it was the circumstances where you looked like you were getting choked up. And I mean, I thought it would have been
For
fantastic.
yeshiva, I mean, there's so much more important stuff. I mean, like you always tell me, pressure is being a fireman, a policeman. That's pressure.
I never
Playing a-
said that. I
Oh.
said pressure is having to pay yeshiva tuition.
Oh, well,
I
that's
said,
that is
that's
a lot.
of pressure.
Yeah, I don't have to worry
You know?
about that.
Oh,
I'll bow by you, by the way.
thank you. To pay yeshiva tuition. Thank you, Coach.
Yes.
All right, final question. Magen David.
All right.
Shade.
Oh, you asked me that before. Did it mean more being a Maggid David?
Yeah, I mean, I asked you that.
Yeah, I didn't answer it. I didn't
Oh,
answer it.
go ahead.
Of course, yeah. Of course, being in the top school. I think if we would beat Halb, it wouldn't have been as this big. But being in Maggid David, who else is there? I mean, these guys are the best in the league.
Yeah, I mean, they're the Duke of the yeshiva league.
Even though they lost there 3 years in a row, these kids, but 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade
But I'm
championship.
just saying, they're always competing for the finals. They're always
Yeah.
on top. They're always their programs always expect. Not even Duke wins every year, but they're always competitive. They're always really strong. So beating this team and beating Mag and David, who's got that? I'm not saying arrogance in a bad way, but like an arrogance, a euphoria that we're better than you. Kind of like the old Kentucky fans used to be, or like Duke even now, like Duke is, just. It's nothing better. It's the pinnacle to beat one of these schools and to cut down the nets.
Oh, of course. I mean, them and Flatbush isn't even like, it's more Mag and David now than
Now it's more
Flatbush.
Mag and
are.
David.
Yeah. Even Sade's more of a rivalry than Flatbush these days.
Yeah, Flatbush is run into some hard times.
Yeah, I mean, I would have loved to coach at Flatbush, but I didn't get hired then after Coach Sandusky left. I got an interview and.
What happened? Would you elaborate, or you don't want to talk?
No, so I never got a call back, and I spoke to the athletic director,
it's like going out with a girl, and then you're calling her, and then she doesn't call you back.
Right, and
you kind of think like, well, maybe she didn't get the message, maybe she didn't get the call, maybe she didn't get the. You don't know what happened, and you keep speculating in your head that maybe she didn't get it, but deep down in your heart, you knew that if you're not getting a call back, then.
No, so I called up. He goes, "Oh, you didn't have enough experience." I said, "All right, thank you very much."
What was it? You only had about 15 years experience at the time?
No, probably a little bit more than that.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. So
And that's funny. That's a good. And one of the reasons I wanted to coach. I took a couple of years off. I worked in the center a little bit, and I wanted to coach again was because I wanted to get my name back out there. Stuff that people are doing now. All this. I don't want to brag or anything like that or sound conceited. But I was doing 20 years ago, 21 years, all this stuff, whatever.
Drills, the camps,
whatever,
working with players.
Whatever.
Now it's become like a monstrous business.
The fetus system. I begged Magadavid when I was the JV coach to get a elementary school team, which we would have won. I mean, we just had so many good players back then. We would have won every year the Yeshiva championship in elementary school, no doubt about it. I wanted to get. They said no, we can't get it because I think somebody got into a fight in 8th grade or whatever it was at Mag and David, and they canceled the team back then. I don't know if you know him or not.
Oh, I don't even know the story.
Yeah, so one of the kids that.
So you're a visionary. You're kind of ahead of your time.
Not ahead of my time. It's just that. I wanted to create a system where there was so when I was coaching the Mustangs, that was my feeder system. So I used to take kids that weren't as good that I knew would come to Mag and David. Even though losing in 8th grade, I wanted them in 9th and 10th grade.
To get to learn your system.
Right. And then at the Promised Land, sorry.
You were watching them. Was that
Hey ER in 2003.
Was that more of a proud moment for you or more of a disappointing moment watching those kids cut down the nets? Knowing that was your team, knowing that you worked with those kids for the last 3 years.
Hard. 3, more than 5. I've worked with 3 of those kids from 6th grade, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 5th. So it would have been the 5th year.
That would have been the 5th year with you.
Yeah.
And then you just, you couldn't get into the Promised Land.
Yeah, and then this year is when you don't expect it, and that's when it usually happens. It was, and again, I don't want to brag or sound. I mean, we went 2 games in overtime. 2 games we were down in one in overtime, one in the 4th quarter, 1 point, and we won.
A lot of poise, a lot of heart these kids showed.
Yeah,
they didn't fold, they didn't crumble. They had the lead, they lost the lead, and down the stretch, just fearless.
Yeah. They didn't. Yeah, it's the pressure that doesn't bother them.
Just fearless, man.
Right.
Now, Coach, Mag and David, Sade, Flatbush. ZVR, YD, is this the final stop for you?
What do you mean final stop?
Final coaching stop. Is this where you feel most at home now?
The thing I hate about coaching is getting so nervous before the game, but that helps me out with my weight loss. So.
Yeah, in case anybody's wondering, you're what, 159.9?
I was 160 this morning, 160.
Okay.
The nerves, and then that's the good thing about these guys. That's when I was nervous going into the game, but once I see the guys walking on the bus and all that, like I see them, they're calm, then I'm calm. I was more nervous than them.
Don't you feel like as a coach you have to calm these kids down?
No.
If they see you nervous.
I try not. That's why I wear my gloves. My hands are all sweaty before the games. Please.
Your hands sweaty now.
No,
I'm not shaking your hand.
I'm more nervous doing this interview with you than I was before the championship game.
Yes,
That's how important this game is.
With Mike Gelber, I'm sure. This is the same thing.
Well, no, this interview with you. I mean, I saw those interviews that had thousands of hits. You know,
They
and
didn't
I.
have thousands of hits. It doesn't make a difference. That's fake news and propaganda.
All right, I'll go check the stats afterwards.
Which is fine. So is YD the?
But no, but let me get back to this. So I see those guys as soon as I walk on the bus or walk in the gym before the game, and I see them, it's like, all right, you know, regular game, and that's where you try to tell them, oh, treat it like it's a regular game, and these guys did, and I looked because I mean championship game, please, a lot of pressure. But once I saw them, I was calm. And if you notice, I didn't yell that much during the championship game. Again, it's 8th grade, but still, it's so important in this community. Basketball, 8th grade felt like a varsity game.
Yeah,
and I've been fortunate to been on the bench for 2 varsity championships.
Do you coach differently in the playoffs as in the regular season?
In what way?
Same philosophies. Shorter leash with players.
We always say before the game, before we go out, play hard, play smart, have fun. That's the motto before we always go out there.
Who's coined that phrase? Is that one of yours or somebody?
No, I mean clear eyes, full odds, can't lose. That's Friday Night Lights. I didn't use
Okay.
that this year. I might use that next year. But no, I saw that somewhere. Maybe Morgan Woon or something like that.
Not John Wooden though. Who's
No.
revered by everybody, but nobody knows that he cheated.
What?
John Wooden
Stop
cheated.
it.
Of
This
course
guy,
he did.
pyramids of success.
Yes, pyramid of success.
Be careful. Listen, I don't want you to have to offer another apology.
Not to John Wooden. And John Wooden's a known fact that he cheated. That he had a guy booster named Sam Gilbert.
Allegedly.
Not alleged, it's true.
Yeah.
The NCAA crucified, I mean, now we're talking off the cuff. The NCAA crucified Jerry Tarkanian for so many years for recruiting Lloyd Daniels, you know, kid that was shot in the projects. And then John Wooden, you were writing a pyramid of success when he has a booster paying off his players and giving them $100.
Oh, let me interrupt you.
$100 an hour job painting houses
See-
when they don't do anything.
You see, you
Back
reminded
in
me.
the
You
70s
reminded me
and
of something.
60s.
The good thing about beating, you know, some of these schools, I know they practice 2-3 times a week. They practice a Sunday 2 hours. They practice 2 hours, and we're practicing an hour and a half.
Well, you mentioned before the practice time was not an issue.
No, I don't know about that.
Oh, now practice time is an issue.
I don't want to.
Okay, go ahead.
I
go
don't want to
back.
say anything.
Yes,
Yeah,
continue.
it's towards the end, so I don't. If anybody stuck around this far, I could start. That's why I didn't want to say in the beginning because yeah. So practice time was an issue. I think that's why we were successful.
That's why I asked you before.
I know that.
Was there something that you would have wanted to work on, like teaching the matchup press or teaching?
No,
them-
I don't think the press. I don't. There's definitely not enough time to teach the press.
Well, if you had more practice time, if you're practicing twice a week for 2 hours, you could
even
teach
then,
the matchup.
even then, there's so much to go over. Maybe in a couple of years from now, yeah.
What
but
do you
now,
focus mostly on the 8th grade? Is it fundamentals or is it just?
and last year was more fundamentals. This year it was more as the season progressed. They picked it up. They as you saw, they were fundamentally sound. I think you said that.
Well, some of them were really fundamentally sound, but some of them, you know, this still needs a lot of work.
Like who?
What I could tell you, I can go on each player. I mean, they're nice players, they're good players.
I think they're great players.
They still need a lot of work to improve.
You know what the best thing about these guys?
That they're 8th graders and then they're going to be freshmen. This is the great Richie Hagler joke.
Yeah. So that's what I took a lot of satisfaction in because I was with these guys 2 years, and I know if I'm with guy, and again I don't want to sound conceited and all that, but yeah, if guys practice and buy into the program, and listen and do what I say. A lot of guys, I can't do it this way, I can't do it this way, and I think now that I won an 8th grade championship again, I know the guys coming up next year. I mean, they say, he won it. I have to listen to him. So that's the major advantage I have.
Automatically, it garners more respect winning a championship.
100%, especially on these kids' level where I know they treat other coaches as, he's the best, whatever. Oh, he's great. He's this and that and I go, he has great players. Of course, he's going to win.
Which coaches do you look up to in the league?
Oh, all of them. I mean, Spike, Coach Sandusky. I mean, Coach Wook isn't in the league anymore. Who else is there? Coach Avram Stein,
How important
Coach Pickman from Heschel who won a championship.
How important was Harold?
No, Coach Joey Honig, who's I think he's won the most Yeshiva League championships.
Has he?
I think so. I think he's won 4 or 5.
Is that the most ever?
I think so. I think as a coach, yeah. I think he
wow.
is, yeah. He won back. He was the last coach to win back-to-back.
No kidding.
And that's a funny thing. You say that. Look at Magadavid. They were 5 seconds away from making history, winning 2 championships back-to-back. And look what happened. They blew it. And people, I can't tell you, I probably would have done the same as Coach Spike. Call that timeout with 5 seconds left. I didn't speak to one person, coach or Yeah, but mainly coaches. A few coaches. That it was like the stupidest timeout. I mean, I probably would have called that timeout also.
Well, I thought. Listen, everybody second guesses coach. Everybody's a coach from the sidelines. You have 1,000 coaches in the stands and 1,000 coaches watching. But you know what? I mean, he's the coach. He made the right decision. I thought also. You call timeout to say we have fouls.
No, I thought you said it was a horrible call, but
I never said that. That's not
I
true.
thought I did.
I never. Why would I say that? First of all, I never criticize any coach. I don't criticize coaches. Because
Not Coach Dweck?
I can't. Well, I called him David Nichols in basketball, but that's different. I don't criticize.
I'm sorry, athletic director Dweck, since he's not
Yes.
coach anymore.
Yes.
Are you in the running for
Absolutely not.
Coach Helwani in the running?
Coach Helwani is possible. He's a good motivator.
Coach Goldberg?
Coach Goldberg potentially, maybe. I mean, I don't know who Truck is looking at. Maybe someone, maybe an outsider.
I know you work with athletic director Dweck back in Mag and
I
David.
did.
You were on his bench.
We worked for about 5 weeks.
So I know you maybe have some inside information.
I have 0.0 insight, but I know Morris Buck's a really, really nice guy. He's a good person, and he's been successful. He's won 3 championships in this league.
Yeah.
Which is.
But you don't count the AB Dweck one.
Of course you do.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Oh, Stevie Catan, they say, was the brains behind the operation.
right.
I'm not getting into trouble, man. It's just a joke. Stevie Catan and Truck were co-coaches, so that's as far as I'm concerned. Stevie Catan, one of the great point guards in center history.
Yeah.
Solid player, like a Maurice Cheeks type of player.
Yes. His son's a great shooter this year for Flatbush.
Doesn't turn over the ball. Very, very steady. Yeah.
All right.
Anything else, Coach? Anything else?
Oh, it's up to you. Listen, I'm opening up to everything now.
You're opening up to the viewers.
Yeah.
Any questions from the viewers? Anybody have any questions for you?
I don't know if anybody's watching. So,
Have you gotten any shidduch proposals or anything like that from this coach?
not tonight. No.
No shidduch proposals.
No.
Well, I mean, you are single and you are available. So,
Single, ready to mingle.
yeah. So I mean, we can definitely throw that out there.
Thank you.
And now it's you can put it on your resume, a championship coach.
Yes. And again, I didn't think
You
it
can
would
put that on
be.
your dating profile.
I didn't think it would be that big to win an 8th grade championship, and the attention shocked me. Really.
Like we said, this is your one small step for man.
That's why I don't have to win next year. I don't have to win. I think the next time I have to win is with these guys 2 years from now. So I'm going to take it easy, I think, for the next. No, I'm joking. Now I would want to win.
I know. Deep down, you have that competitive spirit.
No,
no matter what, you want to win.
I want to win with these guys next year for 8th graders coming up because I want to show that I can win with a different set of kids.
Well,
Like some coaches win with the same group, like they go up with them and they
Sure.
keep winning. What are you showing? You're winning with the same group. That's what I want to show.
well, I mean, you will be back right now. As far as we're concerned, you're back in 8th grade. You're back on JV.
That I don't know. I don't get a contract, so I don't.
No contract, no divulging, nothing.
People can watch this and fire me anytime. It's no contract. Right.
Well, you don't expect to be fired, though.
I hope not.
Or at least you expect to be rehired.
Yeah. That I don't know yet until the athletic director gives me a call. But sometimes it gives me a call and say we have to talk. So it's not a good for. We have to reassign you because some kids weren't happy with their playing time. So.
Well, I mean, is that more contentious now that your kids are expected to play? Everybody, it's like
No, it was just a certain group. It was just a certain group of kids that
like
were.
guys feel like they just like I've always said like to the team that I coached, you earn your own playing time. I mean, I was obviously unsuccessful in 11 and one of the worst coaches in.
No,
in history.
I went down to one of your practices. I saw you practice with the lights closed. I mean, look at that motivation. I saw what it did to the kids.
Yeah, we still went 0-11. Yes, that was an experiment gone wrong.
Right.
I was shutting the lights there. I was trying to get them to get a sense of where they are. But the kids earned their own playing
Oh, by the way, I
time.
want to apologize that I won't be able to scout this kid now. I hope they won. I have to speak to Source to see how they did.
Oh,
Yeah.
the big guy.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully he comes to YD.
Oh,
and,
if anybody has connections or anything like that, contact me personally. We need this kid in YD. Good kid, great family, great kid.
I've seen him play. He's got a good sense of where he's at.
Oh man, he's the
helps on
so-called
defense.
5 on this team. It makes the bench longer, and oh man, it would be really awesome.
He could bring basketball back to YD.
No, he already brought it back.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. You see, good point.
Yeah.
Basketball back in New York, like Dave DeBuscher pulling out that Patrick Ewing card
Who's that?
in the NBA lottery.
What?
Basketball's back in New York.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I like how you make me feel stupid. But
I don't know who.
we are here at Oric Vacuum, 1844 Coney Island Avenue for all your vacuuming needs. We've got the best and finest.
We could have done this in the middle of the
vacuums
afternoon. I had no customers today, so it could have been
Oh.
done in the afternoon, but
Well-
that's all right.
If anybody's watching it, please come shop at Oric Vacuums. They have the lightest and most compact vacuum steamers. I'm telling
And
you,
just
your
to
wives will
show
love
the
it. Your
pictures, by the way.
Your mothers would love them. Your hadamas would love them.
One-
your
one of my-
concubines would love
one of
them.
my role
Everybody
models,
loves Oric Vacuums.
Rick Pitino.
Yeah, show the picture, man.
Well, they could see it.
I took that picture in 1996. That's from 1996. In the parking lot with a disposable camera that wasn't working. And Pitino was gracious enough to wait around for us.
Yeah, and
Some would say, show me the money. And what would they
And-
say?
and
Show
one-
me the loot.
And just to tell you a story again, I don't know how many people are watching this at this time. Coach Lute Olson, he had a video, a 1-3 matchup defense, which I ran for a year. And at the end of the video, cassette tape, he said, anybody have any questions, please call me back. Call me at the, he gave the number to the university.
Push the picture closer there.
I can
so
see.
people could see it.
I can see. It's Coach Lute Olson. So,
Of Arizona. And Iowa.
yeah. So he said to me, he said in the video, anybody has questions, please call. I call up the thing. His secretary answers, hi, can I speak to Coach Luso? Oh, call. My name is Danny. I'm calling him, I coach a basketball team, JV basketball team. Hold on. He spoke to me for 9-10 minutes. Said, any other questions, call me back. I spoke to him another 2 times for a total of like 30 minutes. One of the greatest things
Oh,
ever.
Hall of Fame coach.
Yeah.
Championship coach. Coach Lute Olson.
Yeah.
Show me the money. Show me the money. What other pictures you got there, Coach? John Thompson.
This is like my favorite picture. Mike and the Mad Dog. We went down to the studio. Somebody was in a rush that day, but we went
I was in a
anyway. But that's
Show
all
me a
right.
picture of John Thompson, Coach.
No, it's all right. We could,
John
we could,
Thompson, man. My teams have no starters, only finishers.
Yeah.
John Thompson.
And that's about it. That's about all the other stuff.
Some of your
out
coaching
there.
mentors, and of course the founder of Oric, your brother Charles.
Yes,
and David
I don't
Oric.
want to. Oh, one of the. I want this thing means a lot. And by the way, that's what I told the guys. This thing is. I think CM might have got this for me.
CM is?
Yeah.
But can't mention names.
Yeah, we don't want to mention the game.
It says
And I-
Steven on the back, though.
Yeah, and that was I gave it to Ike Fowles, I think, one year to have to hang up for a year, and this is little Stevie Fowles. He carved his name in on that, and I told him the story of how this game here, when the Olympic team won.
Go ahead.
I'll have to. That's another person I have to thank. When the 1980 team beat the Russians. In the semifinals, they didn't. That wasn't the gold medal game. The gold medal game, I think, was against
Finland.
Finland or Czechoslovakia.
Finland.
It was okay. And I told the guys, I said, Herb Brooks came into the game. I think they were down 1-0 or 2-1 in the gold medal game, and he came to the locker room and he said, "If you guys lose this game, you'll take it to your graves. You'll
Leaping
take
graves.
it." Yeah, and they actually ended up winning. So that's what I told the guys before the Maga game, the last practice. After we beat Halp, it was great that we did that. But if we lose this game, and again, it doesn't come around that many times, this opportunity to play for a championship game. 24 years.
Wow, that's a long leg.
A couple of semifinal games and all that.
You know what happened after 24 years?
What's that?
Rabbi Akiva left his wife for 12 years to learn Torah,
Let's see.
and then she sent him away for another 12 years. So he went away for 24 years, man. Rabbi, so you're kind of like the Rabbi Akiva of coaching.
Well, I'm going to have to go back. There's so many things I learned about Dave DeBusha. Tal Brody?
Tal Brody.
Tal Brody.
You knew Dave DeBusche.
I'm sorry.
You know Tal Brody, man.
About this. I mean, there's so much that, and I hope next year, hopefully I could broadcast some games with you.
Wow.
And one person I want to thank is Mrs. Liniato. She is an angel. They say there's no angels on earth.
Which Mrs. Laniato?
Mrs. Giddy Liniato. I mean, to let you go to Hal, to Hafter, to broadcast these games, to do this interview.
Maybe she just wants to get rid of
Oh,
it.
stop it. I mean, I personally, since you got married, I've never seen you this happy. I mean, it's one of the motivating factors for me, just to see you this happy.
Well, we got Chaim Mizrahi watching the show.
Oh,
Mizrahi,
oh, he is.
The great tennis pro.
Yes, he's doing a great job with the
Great
kids. I
YDE.
mean, with the YDE tennis team, even though he had a tough loss against Flatbush.
His truck is watching. He might. I mean, coach, athletic director, Dwight. He might want to.
Athletic director. He's retired from
Athletic
coaching.
director.
Yeah.
And what's the first thing? What do you know about tennis, coach?
Get it over the net and in between the lines.
Bingo.
Yep.
Quoting the great Larry Major.
God rest his soul.
Anything else to add, Coach?
I don't know. It's up to you. I said any other questions? I'm.
Do we have any questions from the audience?
Let me see.
I feel like we have like this internet.
Zero.
Is Richard Christie or Sal going to call us?
0.0.
We need like those internet coaches, like Jonah Falcon show.
Wow, this went off for an hour and 13 minutes. So
Wow.
I'll offer a deal. If anybody's still watching now, okay, I'll give a good deal. You say the code word WBG, okay? I'll give you WBG.
What do they get?
25% off anything in the store. All right, so if anybody's watching, mention the WBG, you get 25% off anything in the store.
No tax?
It depends how you. No, it's always tax. Always
Oh,
tax.
good. You see?
Yeah.
I was testing you.
Of
Good
course,
job, Coach.
of course.
Good job. Well, anyways, congratulations to Yeshiva League Coach of the Year, Danny Mizrahi, on a very impressive, improbable, amazing run.
Yeah,
to the
it
championship.
really. And
To
I'm
the
glad.
conference
I'm glad.
championship.
I'm glad
It took
you were.
It took him 24 years. I mean, Haley's Comet is what, like 87 years. So
Again, another thing I have to look up. Thank you. I have to check. I have to check
I don't
that.
know, but I'm saying 24 years is.
Oh well, yeah, no, I have
long
to say.
time.
I have to just say one other thing. I think
Right.
another thing that made a difference is everybody wore their kipput this year. Not only during the game, during practice also. That's one of the new rules that we have. Even during practice,
Is that a
we
school
were.
rule or is that a?
It's a school rule, but I was for it. I used to be against it.
Well, God in basketball, does that match?
Well, you show it's a great.
But guys are concerned about wearing the yarmulke.
Get 5 pins. That's why
but
we
it's
practice with it. That's why we practice with it.
It's still difficult though. Does it make a difference if you walk 3 feet without a yarmulke?
Why not? Why
Are you
can't you
gonna
be
get
proud of?
punished?
Why can't you be proud of
You
being
could
a Jew?
You could definitely be proud of
All
being
right.
a Jew. But
I see you're wearing. Oh,
Oh no, I mean basketball is.
I see nothing shining. By the way,
you
that's
know,
a good thing.
Basketball is Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
My spot is okay.
It's okay.
Basketball is universal, and everybody plays basketball.
But
you
it's
know?
it's a good feeling for why can't you
so-
show your heritage? Why not?
Wait.
You're so into like
hold
the
on.
Israeli flag. Oh,
I'm not-
Israeli
no,
flag.
no,
Put on
no.
the jersey. No.
No.
What's the matter with showing that?
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but I'm just saying
It should be. I think it should be required. It's
But-
just. I
but
see
the
schools. I
question-
see coaches in this league now wearing a yarmulke. It like
they-
blows my mind.
why
Why
should
not?
they have to? It's-
Because you represent the Jewish
Yeah,
school.
but separation of church and state.
Not separation. It's
Of
no,
course.
it isn't. No, it isn't. It's a Jewish
separation.
school. It's a
You-
private school.
Wait, are you a basketball player? When you play basketball, are you a basketball player?
You're a
Or-
Jewish basketball player.
That's an oxymoron. You're a
No,
basketball
no,
player.
you're a Jewish basketball
You
player.
rep-
100%.
No.
100%.
So if you behave badly, then you're disgracing God's name. As a
That's
Jew?
why. That's why you should. That's why you behave. But
Wait,
proudly
hold
help
on
a
a second.
teammate off the floor.
So-
Help an opponent off the floor.
No,
Oh, we shouldn't do that.
I disagree.
Why?
I disagree. You're playing a game. You're separating between church and state.
There should be never separation.
No, no,
There's
there's
never. You're a
separation. You're
Jew. You
wrong.
never should be separation.
I think listen. You're a basketball player. You don't say I'm a Jew. I'm a Jewish basketball player.
You're a Jew.
basketball
You're a
player.
Jew, number one.
Does an African American?
What did
say I'm
Daniel
an
Pearl-
One second. I'm an African American. Does a Christian say I'm a Christian basketball player? Does a Muslim say I'm a Muslim basketball player?
That's why we're Jews. We're a Jew.
You're a basketball player.
Be proud of your heritage.
There's nothing to do with being proud.
Sure
or
it
not.
is.
It has nothing to
Sure
do with
it
it.
is.
You're a basketball player first. You get on
No,
the
no, no,
court,
no, no. You're a Jew. You're a Jew first. How dare you?
You're a basketball
No,
player.
I
When you're
disagree.
playing basketball, you're a Jew first
I
always.
disagree.
But when you're playing basketball,
you're a Jew
basketball
first.
knows no religion, no creed.
What are you calling? What are you
no
talking about? That's
orientation.
nonsense.
You're a basketball
Nonsense.
player. Nobody cares.
Nonsense. What?
Nobody cares what you're a basketball player. Teams aren't going to care if you're a Jewish basketball player. Teams aren't going to care if you're a Christian basketball player.
You should care yourself. It's your heritage. I should be embarrassed of it. Why?
No,
Why should I wear it?
nothing to be
Give me a
embarrassed.
reason why I shouldn't wear it.
You can't. I didn't
Why
say-
shouldn't you?
I don't think you have to.
Why?
I didn't say you shouldn't. I just don't think you have
Well, we
to.
won't go into halachic, but it
it's
should
not-
be part of the uniform.
If that's part of the uniform, it's part of
Right,
the uniform.
sure.
But I'm just saying, it's not. I don't think it's necessary to coach at a yarmulke.
You don't think
I
when
don't-
YU wears their kippot when they're playing these other schools, it's not showing and show how they behave. That's not a great thing.
First of all, they're supposed to be. Any player is supposed to behave like a human being.
All right.
Any
And doesn't it mean be better when they see a yarmulke on a Jewish kid?
No, I don't
No.
think so.
No.
I don't think so. It's like you're making the point now, like that I remember Howard Couch was saying, why can't you be? Why can't Jews be good at basketball? Like, why is it a big deal? And that's the whole culture with the YU basketball that changed now. Now YU has a bullseye. On
Well, they
the back.
jumped because Step It Up. That's what Yogev did a great job.
Yogev did it, but whatever it is, like nobody cares that YU is full of Jews. YU is good because they have good basketball players who happen to be Jewish, not Jews that have.
But they are Jews. They are
understood.
Jews. They are Jews.
It's understood. But again, they're basketball players that happen to be Jews, and when they play against York or they play against Maritime or whatever other colleges they play against, they don't say, "Oh, we're playing against the Jews. We're playing against Yeshiva." That's what they're saying. It's like when you play, like let's say you play against a madrasa or an Islamic school, you're not going to say, "Oh, playing against Muslims."
Oh, sorry, dozed off there for a second.
It's okay. That's what we're saying. We got a call from Alan Levy, and he wants to know what we're doing on the air.
Oh,
Tell him, Danny.
what are we doing? Doing an interview.
We're doing the Danny Mizrahi coaching show, Alan Levy. This is a recap of Danny's season, and we're talking about Jews and basketball. Now.
Yeah.
We're having a debate from Auric Cleaners. You don't have an Alan Levy poster here. Alan Levy, of course, a standout center of YU.
But you always said he never played to his potential, didn't you?
I never
always
said that.
No?
What did I
Oh.
say that? He
I
said
thought-
that himself.
Oh.
He said if he had somebody like Harold Katz, he would have been a much better player.
But he had one of the
never
greatest
said that.
coaches in New York history, Johnny Halbert.
Well, that's again, everything is relative. Some people think he is. Some people think he isn't. I mean, he's the all-time winningest coach of YU basketball.
He's also the all-time losingest, right? Is that what you said also?
I didn't say that. That's a fact.
Oh, okay.
Everybody says that. That's a fact.
You should purchase his book.
Yes, give it a
Page,
plug.
and read page 75, I think. This is a good. This is a good
Well, we're not going to get started with Harold Katz and Tamir Goodman and that whole saga of good basketball court. In other words, you're a basketball player who happens to be Jewish, not a Jew who happens to be a basketball player.
I think you should 100%
And if
wear
pick up
your
somebody-
kippah
if you
when
pick up
you're
somebody from
when
the
you're
floor,
playing
You're
basketball.
doing it as a sign of a human being.
Coaches in this league should be wearing, as long as they're
in this league,
Jewish,
whatever
they
it is.
should be
If
wearing
they want
it.
to, that's fine.
That's
I don't think it should be
100%.
mandatory, but if they want to, that's fine.
Right.
No,
that's nothing.
that's nothing, man.
That's nothing.
But that's the bottom line. Well,
Yes.
anyway, Coach, we wish you a lot of mazel for next year. Anything else? Any final words?
Will
have to say?
you'll be the voice? Well, yeah. I was disappointed when I heard that comment.
comment?
I don't want to say the comment that you made on the broadcast.
again,
it did put a damper on the
I am-
celebration.
I am sorry. I really am truly sorry. And again, there was no malicious intent meant on any level.
Okay.
And it was wrong, 100% wrong. And I can't take it. I own my words. I can't take them back. And I can just repent. And I can, like I said, whatever needs to be done to correct the situation, I can definitely do it. I mean, it's obviously not too late. However, it's nothing that beyond.
It's like taking feathers and throwing up in the air and then trying to catch them. Once they're gone, they're gone.
You like to browbeat me today. You're beating the hell out of me.
All right, just speaking the truth, man. Just speaking, like you always say.
You're speaking truth to power. Anything you want to plug, Coach, besides Auric Vacuums? 18. What's the number here? 627-00?
86. 718-627-0086.
Auric Vacuums, 1844.
718-627-0086.
Remember the code word. We're not going to say it again. The code word for 25% off of the Auric Vacuums. And remember, the lightest,
Will you be
most
the
compact
voice of YD again?
Absolutely not. I'm retiring. From
No, that's not.
I'm
no,
not
come
retiring
on.
from Big Jelly TV, but I'm retiring from
Come on.
covering any more events, any more basketball games in the community.
Everybody
or
begs
anything
you
like
to do
that.
the games.
It's-
Begs you.
it's
The
done.
first from the bus driver going to the shape. Oh, is he
It's
going to be
done. Forget
broadcasting the
it.
game? From the kids. Oh, is he going to be broadcasting the game?
I feel like the Teddy Valentine of broadcasting.
No,
like,
stop it.
Yeah, I'm so full of myself. I mean, you're
Stop.
absurd. This is pathetic.
No,
Again,
I disagree.
Congratulations, Coach. We plugged Auric. Any other plugs you want to plug? A Tactic Shield.
Will you be
Iron Harvest?
will you be broadcasting the banner ceremony?
No.
No.
My career is done. I'm like Brett Musburger after the UNLV
No,
game.
I'm not. Then
Folks,
you know what? If you're done, then I'm done. That's it. I'm not. I can't. I can't.
I don't care.
This was one of the motivational things we used is I said to the guys, we want to have our games broadcasted so people watch it by the voice of YDE.
Hafter does a great job with their broadcast.
But they didn't broadcast the games.
No,
I
but
mean,
I'm saying, but Hafter does a great job, and
nobody does 8th grade.
What does DRS do? DRS, I think, does a great job.
Yeah, but nobody does 8th
But-
grade. If you look online, nobody does 8th grade the way you did it, the way you presented the facts. You were honest.
Well-
You criticized me. I mean, which I could take.
Well, it
I mean,
happens.
right,
If
right.
I don't feel it's just part of the. I mean, it was wrong. Sometimes I was wrong. Sometimes my analysis was right. I was wrong when I was criticizing you for not taking timeouts, but that's something that
That's all right. Now, listen, I can take it.
And just one more quick point to mention. I keep saying one more quick point, but
Yes.
you know, broadcasting games on the YDE network are not supposed to be nonpartisan. So I'm in a sense kind of partisan.
That's why the kids love. That's why the kids love you.
I'm kind of partisan towards YDE with a twist. So I would compare it to like Tommy Heinsohn working a Celtics game on CBS. You know, Tommy Heinsohn was a former Celtic player, a Celtic coach, and he always had some sort of bias towards towards the Celtics, even when he worked a neutral game on CBS. So again,
What can we
folks-
do? What can we do to get you to broadcast another game? Man, no, listen,
Nothing.
you only did 3 games. Come on, there has to be.
0.0. I'm retired.
Will I
man.
start a petition? You know what? I'll start a petition. All right. How many names do I need to get?
You only need Ira Horowitz.
All right. Okay, I will get that done, son.
Okay.
You can't. It's not. Listen, I'm being serious now.
That's a good call.
It's
Good
not
word clear.
It's not fair to the kids.
Is that Coach Loving, by the way? Rick Majerus.
Yeah, Rick and Jack. It's
Good
not
guy.
fair to the kids. They tell. Listen, I'm telling you what they tell
Whatever
me.
you want, I'm
They
not
tell me
listening
they go specifically to watch the game to listen to what you have to say to correct their mistakes, because they know you're honest, and that's what we need you for. You're like a coach.
I'm not a coach. I told you, I own the worst record in yeshiva basketball history. 0-11. Never won a game.
Stop.
Ever. Yep.
Stop.
0-11, man. Okay. I'm signing off. Folks, I've had the best seat in the house. Thanks for sharing it. I'll see you down the road.